Welcome, everyone. I'm Kimberly Boscheman, and this is the Intentionally Intuitive podcast. We're coming off one eclipse, and we're jumping right back onto another. So we've got an eclipse coming up on October 2nd or 3rd, depending on where you live in the world. That's a solar eclipse. So we're going to take a look at the energies and how this could present for each life path in this reading. This, of course, is a general forecast. If you would like your own personal numerology forecast or readings, please book some time with me. My information is in the description box below. Also, if you were to book a year ahead forecast, any reading that has the year ahead forecast in it, then you will get the rest of 2024 as well as all of 2025 in your forecast and in your PDF. So if you're interested in that, head on over to my website and book some time with me so you can take advantage of that discount. One thing I do want to mention about this eclipse is that it is an eclipse. So whatever unfolds at this time will be the beginning of a storyline that will continue to unfold and be progressive over the next 6 months or so. So just kind of keep that in mind as we move through the reading, that these energies may not all come in at once. It might be something of a storyline that continues to unfold as you move forward in the coming months. So without further ado, let's take a look. Life path number 3. So for you all, you're going to be working with the vibrations of the 5 and the 6 for this eclipse. And you could see with these two, this combination, you could see some kind of significant change or transformation to either your home life, like where you're living, where you call home. It could be like the actual physical structure. It could be the community. It could be the people that you connect with that feel like home. It could absolutely be your deeper relationships and your connections. There could be some significant changes in those areas over the next 6 months. So for you all, and it's interesting because in astrology, this eclipse is happening in the sign of Libra, which is very much about relationships. For you all, what's kind of on the hot seat for the next 6 months for you all, it's going to be about like relationships, love, how you receive love, your relationship to love, as well as, again, your home life, your routines. Those could change very much. There could be a lot of change around any of these areas, and swift changes, unexpected, sometimes expected. But there's going to need to be a lot of compromise, a lot of adaptability to these changes and not fight them, right? So for some of you, you could quite literally be moving locations, like moving communities. You could be moving to a new place that you've never been before. Maybe you get a new job and it takes you there. And so it's kind of like a period of starting over a little bit in that area. For some of you, there could be a strong impact or strong change with your, again, day-to-day routines. So something with your job might change that has a significant impact or, requires some kind of adaptation on your part to kind of get back into the swing of things in a new way. That's possible. Also for relationships. I mean, for some of you, this could be a time where you meet someone and they turn your world upside down where, it doesn't have to be in a bad way. It can be in a really beautiful, sweep you off your feet type of thing. I would say try to stay grounded as much as possible. So you're not sort of just totally seeing this other person with rose-colored glasses, but you're grounded and you're meeting them where they're at, right? And manage your expectations is what I would also say. But for some of you, this could be a beautiful time for love and romance and just very flirtatious. But the 6 brings in that deeper connection. So this could be someone who, you have sort of a significant long-term relationship with. Doesn't have to be romantic, although for some of you, I think that's where it's headed. For some of you, it could be anything as far as getting meeting a new friend, meeting a new online connection that's important to you, adopting a pet, right? So however it shows up for you, there's some kind of change that wants to come in. There's some kind of shift that wants to come in. So for some of you, it could be a change in status, right? Going from single to partnered. For some of you, it could be, maybe you're married and you're moving through some kind of a divorce, and it could be, again, expected or unexpected. There could be just anything around the home, love, relationships, also truth and honesty. This could be a time where you're called to have those very sort of difficult conversations with the people that you love and care about. And maybe also for the people that you've been showing up and sort of overgiving or sacrificing yourself for. This could be a time where you really have to sit down and have those, first, that heart to heart with yourself about, can I continue on this way? Sacrificing myself and depleting myself for this other person or for the comfort of this other person, etc., and to accommodate this other person. And you first have to have that heart to heart with yourself and then have it with the other person. And, that could bring in some significant changes that can be a little bit difficult to move through, but that are necessary. Anytime the 5 comes in, it's requiring a shakeup, a shift in where things have become stagnant, toxic, unhealthy, mundane, too routine, right? Where we're stuck, comes in to help us get out of that stuckedness, if that's a word. I don't think it is, but especially that feeling of being stuck. So a lot could come up here. Same thing with, like, again, if you've been single for a long time and you've sort of been fighting that, or you just haven't met the right person, you could see a big shift in that over the next 6 months, if it's meant to come in. And what I will say about the 5 energy is the more you fight it, the more uncomfortable it becomes. The 5 is sort of like that non-negotiable energy when it comes in to make a shift. It's like that divine intervention. It's going to happen. We can either fight it or we can move with it in a way that, feels most comfortable and sort of adapt to it, and then see where we land once we move through this cycle so that we can get our bearings and start to build from there. So I think this is going to be a little bit of a topsy-turvy 6 months for you all, but it doesn't have to be challenging. It doesn't have to be quote-unquote bad. It can feel uncomfortable, and sometimes even really good things feel uncomfortable to step into. So a lot of shifts here for you all over the next 6 months, I suspect, especially in those areas we spoke about. So buckle up, Buttercup, because I think it's going to be an interesting ride. Take care. Bye for now.